So very warm welcome to the course demo and placements journey webinar. We host this webinar every month towards the end of the month, towards at least the third week of every month. Myself and my colleague Mubin host this webinar, and we invite students broadly from various sources that we have. We have people who already registered with us, inquired with us. We do send out a note to them to attend the webinar. And these days, we're also running something called Campus Ambassador Program, where we have ambassadors in different colleges who invited their friends, and then they kind of will be attending. Can you just type and let me know whether you are an ambassador or ambassador friends, just to get a view? Are you an ambassador or ambassador's friend? Just to get a view, how many of you came through that channel? Okay, I'm seeing some of them are ambassador. Okay, ambassador themselves joined. Ambassador friends also there. Okay, good number of ambassadors have joined. Good to see that. Okay, campus ambassador. Okay, ambassador friends also joining. Okay, good to know that. Great. Okay, so that's what we do. And what is the goal of this webinar? Right, there are two goals in that. Goal number one is to give you guys the necessary information about what is broadly happening in the job market, in the core job market, embedded IoT, what about recession, where are the jobs are heading, etc. That's goal number one. The goal number two is also give you details about our embedded systems course, right? How does the course work, and how the course get delivered, and how are the placements, and how basically the placement success stories that we are able to see in the recent past, right? So that's what we do. So basically, this webinar is divided into three chunks. First, we look into the job market and the placement trends and what our students are able to achieve. Then we look into the technical course part of it. Then again, we come back and see the placement from the process point of view. This is a typical order, and I have Mr. Mubin who will be joining the call shortly. So due to certain constraint from Mubin's side, what we thought this time we'll do slightly alter. I'll hand over the typically I do the first session, second will be done by him, and third again I take over. So what I thought this time, due to certain time constraint from Mubin's side, he will run the first second session as the first one, then 1 and 3 I will take over. Okay, he should be joining around 7:15. I'm just expecting him. In the meantime, we can run few more slides and get the webinar started. Okay, so that's about the goal of this webinar. And as much as possible, we wanted to make this webinar interactive. You can ask as many questions as you want. The idea is to make the questions in your mind very clear. And we always say in the webinar that this webinar is not to say, oh, hey, join our Emertxe course, right? That's not our idea. While we share the information, it's to broadly present the information about the industry, where the jobs are heading, etc. So that you when you get an opportunity to make a decision, you make the right choice for the for your career. That's the goal. Okay, so that way you can feel free, ask as many questions as possible. In fact, pretty much the slides remain the same for us every webinar, right? But the question and answer what you guys ask is what makes this webinar very much interesting and interactive. With that note, let me get started with the webinar. So people who don't know, it's a brief about Emertxe. Emertxe is an edtech company. We've been in this education segment for more than 18 years now. And as an organization, we aspire to solve two problems. Problem number one is about the employability. As you all know, India has become a country of engineers, where there are a lot of engineers are passing out every year. Somewhere around 30 lakhs is what expected by 2024. But very few percentage of them are having the employability skills, right? You all look good in your mark sheets, and you all look good when it comes to theoretical exams. Whereas engineering is all about applying the knowledge in the real time. So that's why there's a huge gap where the engineers are getting passed out in a big number. Very few percentage of them are having the employability skills. So what we do as an organization, we take these engineering graduates, either in their pre-final year or final year, or just after they passed out, put them through a 6-month training program in any one of these three areas, either embedded systems, IoT, or in full stack web development. And we make them hands-on, learn things in a practical way, and then we expose them to our placement clients. We have more than 1,200 companies hiring, core companies hiring our students, right? We'll be sharing basically your profiles with them and ensure that you get a job. Okay, that's what we do. And the second segment that we focus on is upskilling, because it is not that you get a first job and then you are done with it. Many times we see people get into first job, basically people may not be happy with the job profile. Imagine somebody doing in electronics and then going and joining a IT type of a job, right? Or they may not suit their aspirations. So they want to come to the core segment. That's why they do our courses along with along with their real work, work along with their work time, and then they upskill themselves, and then they get into a core job. So that's what we do as an organization. Okay. And any program that we do, we make our education online, as you can see in the picture. There's a pot and a hand, right? So we make things in a hands-on. Rather, we say you can only make a pot, wonderful pot, provided you make your hands dirty, right? You cannot say, I'll make a pot, but I will not touch the sand, right? So education becomes effective, and education becomes joy and fun when you make things hands-on. So that's the approach we take in any program that we run, whether it's embedded, IoT, or full stack web development, so that participants go through immersed learning experience, they build their confidence and skill, and then when the opportunity is given, they convert them into job placements. So that's what we do as an organization. There's a question there's a person by name Chekira. Hi, all, good evening. Not sure whether questions window is the same as chat window. Okay. So Chekira, your questions are reaching me. No worries. Okay. It's not a chat, by the way. This is like a question, right? So only it reaches me. Unlike your normal meetings, right, where you'll be able to see each other's questions. This is a webinar, so your questions will directly reach me. It is reaching, by the way. Okay. By the way, Chekidar is a very nice name. It's like, old Tamil poet name. Good to see that. Okay. So let me give an introduction and placement updates. As I said, as an organization, I spoke about, and let me also give a brief about myself. My name is Jai Kumar. I'm part of Emertxe's core leadership team. I have more than 20 years of work experience. Worked with 3 companies. Started with a startup called Ishoni Networks. Worked there for about 2 years. Then I went to HP, Hewlett Packard, where I worked for about 7.5 years. Then I went to Huawei as a senior manager, heading their embedded Linux portfolio, where I worked for about 3.5 years. So overall, I worked for about 12.5 years in 3 different organizations. And then later, after 12.5 years, I thought, I should be really doing what I really like. It doesn't mean that I didn't like what I was doing in the company, but my call was to do something on my own in the area of education. I come from the family of educators, and combining education and technology is what I believe my passion was. So I quit my corporate in 2013-14 onwards. I've been part of Emertxe as a full-time leadership, as a part of Emertxe leadership team. In my current capacity, I handle the placements, and these days I'm quite a lot into the outbound programs, be it webinars, our internship programs, campus ambassador programs, all the outbound programs I drive as part of Emertxe's initiative, right? So Mubin should be in. I'm expecting him anytime. Once he comes in, probably he can also introduce himself. That's a brief about me. That's our leadership team. 3 of us are part of the team. Mr. Maas is the founder and the managing director of Emertxe. He primarily oversees the execution of the organization. He manages that, and he looks at the business side of responsibility. I'm one of the members, as I said. Along with me, Mubin is a person who entirely heads the technology side. Okay, he has got a huge pool of trainers. Emertxe is about 100+ people company, where we have about 60 people who are there, who are into technical side, who are trainers basically, either class mentors or lab mentors. So he primarily leads them, ensure that our training programs are delivered as per our quality standards, because it's very critical, right? Because we may even get a placement client, but the placement client, if they're not finding the students suitable, our students are not having the skill set up to their expectations, it's going to become a problem. So what Mubin and team does, they work in day in and day out, ensure that the students are learning the skill in the right way, in a hands-on way, so that when they give an opportunity, they are able to convert the opportunity into placements. So that's what we do. So we 3 of us work together as a part of the leadership team, and as I said, we have 100+ team members under us, right, who do different type of responsibilities. So, and as I said, we have been in this side. Our focus is being on companies which you guys called as a core companies. So when I say core companies, these organizations are involved in developing a product development of many embedded verticals, namely automotive, electric vehicles, robotics, telecommunication, IoT. These are all the area that we, with the companies that we work on, companies that we partner on. So we have more than 1,200 companies which hire our students. I'll also show some statistics how we have been doing in this year. So they hire our students mainly because they basically get a skilled engineers. As you all know, embedded systems is a skill which is not very easy to obtain. It takes quite a lot of effort. So that's the reason they come into our institution, and then they know over the years we have built a very strong reputation with these companies, where the students who are trained in Emertxe demonstrate very strong skill set and they hire our students. And as far as the companies are concerned, as I said, they come from all the verticals and they come from all the sizes, right? For example, we have MNCs, where they have their offices in India, in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, or any other big city for that matter. Companies like, for example, Qualcomm, Harman, Honeywell, Sharp, Siemens, right? These are all the companies which are popular names who hire our students. That's one segment of companies. And we also have India-based big companies. For example, you may see logos like Tech Mahindra, L&T. So they also have, by the way, a very big embedded vertical or an embedded business unit. So they come and hire our students for their embedded business related needs. Okay. And we have a lot of mid-sized companies who are in the size of, let us say, 100 to 200 or 100 to 300 type of sizes. Companies like Benison, Part Partner, Mirafra, they all come into that category, where they are either involved in their own indigenous product development or they're serving a bigger company. So they come and hire our students. And the third category of companies are nothing but startups, right? As you know, startups these days are quite popular in India. Doing entrepreneurship is become an accepted phenomenon. And with respect to embedded, we are seeing that a lot of startups are coming in the areas like, electric vehicle. Again, when I say electric vehicle, it's not only the vehicle that we talk about. There is a lot of ancillary ecosystem. For example, the charging station, right? The battery management system. So a lot of such external ecosystem is required to make the EV phenomena a success. So where we see a lot of companies which are coming and hiring our students in the startup segment also, right? So this is a kind of a snapshot of the companies, right? I have a lot of logos, right? Some I just gathered and put it in our slide. Apart from that, we have tons of companies. You can check out our social media or our website. We keep our placement data updated in both the places. That way you can be up to date about what's happening with respect to placement. So this is what happens with respect to the, as far as the placement companies are concerned, core companies which hire our students. By the way, there are some questions coming in. Please keep them coming. As I said, I will run the first segment, then I will be able to take a few questions, right? So let me quickly mention about what is happening in the job market. I think Mubin has just joined now. Mubin, are you there?
Yes, Jaykumar.
Okay, so Mubin, maybe I'll run this segment, maybe next 10 minutes, then you can take over.
Sure, not a problem.
All right. As I said, guys, we are kind of rearranging. Mubin has got a time constraint today. So, but anyways, I'll cover this segment, then he can go to his take up his technical segment, right? So let us quickly look into what is happening in the job market, and especially the 2023 when it started. There is a lot of news going around, recession, layoffs, and then job cuts, etc. Let us understand what is happening as far as what we learned, right? So, so if you look at the job market, right, we want to divide them into three segments. So one is the startup segment, then the Indian services company segment, and then the third one is about the core segment, right? So if you look at the first segment, that is startup segment, definitely the news is not good. There is a lot of layoffs has happened last year. This is as as of around December, January timeline, where there are about startups. They have laid off around 18,000 people last year. And these companies are highly dependent on the investors, which you call as a venture capital. And venture capital, if they're not able to subsequently invest, so these companies shut shops. You can see, right, a lot of such companies, either they're shutting down or they're laying off people, including the edtech companies. So you can see, right, Byju's and Vedantu are the known ones. Edtech is been one of the highly affected segment where there's definitely a lot of job cuts happening, right? So definitely the Indian startup story is not looking good as of now. So second, second news that what we talk about is the Indian service companies, where these organizations, what you guys call IT companies, be it TCS, Wipro, Cognizant, Tech Mahindra, HCL, etc. So what these companies do, they go and pretty much make a lot of campus hiring. In fact, they've done a good amount of campus hiring already. And whenever they do campus hiring, they keep some projections in their mind. They know that this type of projects are going to come, because they work on always on a demand project demand basis. So they went and hired good number of college hires, but due to recession, they're not able to honor the joining dates, right? You might have friends in your ecosystem, or you could be one of them where you got the offer letter, but you did not get joining date, right? Anybody is like that in today's webinar? Sir, I got the offer letter, but I did not get the joining date. Or any of you know that your friend is like that? Okay, I'm seeing good number of them. Names I will not read out, don't worry. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing around 5 to 6 names already come up. Okay, so these companies are postponing the joining dates, and they really don't know when the joining date will be given. You can see some of the news cuttings are there, and which is making our young engineers more restless. They go to social media, you can see the news, they take the company, they tag the CEO, they tag the company. Because today it's not a secret world, right? You can go to social media, and then all the other their friends, they go and do a commenting for better reach, they share their network, etc. So a lot of angst in the social media, where they got a job but they not got an offer letter, and some of the companies are even terminating a campus offers, right? So definitely the Indian startup story and the IT company story is not looking so great. Okay. But look at the core companies, whatever, again, some news cutting related to that. As these things are happening, what we are also observing is the core company story pretty much remains intact. Okay. For example, if you look at companies like Samsung, they made some announcement that they want to hire about 1,000 engineers for our R&D activities. Please note, the product companies are the embedded companies which you target. The number of openings will be less, but the type of work and the salary and growth will be at a different level. You cannot compare services company and product company, which is not fair also, right? Similar lines, if you look at company like Robert Bosch, who is one of the automotive major, they opened up an office in Telangana, basically in Hyderabad. Earlier they've been Bangalore centric for a long period of time. I think they even have a manufacturing facility in Bangalore, outskirts of Bangalore. Now they're also expanding. Right? That's one case we can think of. In the similar lines, we can also share other aerospace company, for example, Collins Aerospace, who is again one of our recruiting companies, where I think last week also they conducted some recruitment for our students, and some of them got selected. So they are planning to invest $200 million, in India, right? So what I'm trying to say is, like, again, these are all publicly available news, right? I just taken some screenshot and then I just collated and put it here. So definitely, as far as the core job segment, core job market is concerned, the market is looking pretty good. And if you ask me why it is pretty good, there are many reasons why the job market is good, right? First of all, you need to understand that whenever we talk about product companies, right, these companies are involved in both software and hardware. For example, if you look at Collins Aerospace, or look at Robert Bosch or Samsung, right? Whenever they're releasing a product, it's not only a software. They're not only releasing an app, right? They're releasing a hardware associated with it, right? So whenever there's a hardware association happens, you need to plan for a longer period of time, because hardware design, manufacturing takes long time. Then only you can install or put your embedded software in that, and then again you can go and distribute in the market. So typically these organizations plan for a long term. Unlike a pure app-based and pure software-based companies, where all I have everything running in the cloud or running in the Play Store, right? Okay, where it's the starting is also very easy, shutting down is also very easy, right? But product companies are not like that. It takes long time to start up, long time to shut down. Okay? So that's one of the reasons why these companies plan for long term. Even if you look at just after pandemic second wave, the job market suddenly went on a gaga, right? There is a stories like great resignation, where everybody is having multiple offers and all. Now suddenly it is coming down, right? So if you look at the fluctuation, it is largely happening in the software only companies, either it's a startup or Indian service companies, where it goes up very fast and then it comes down very fast. So that type of a phenomena will not happen for product companies. Even if you look at when the great resignation story was happening, the salaries did not go so high. Okay, they have been steadily going up, and suddenly when the recession comes, salary will not drop or the layoffs will not happen, right? So it's much more stable. It's much more based on sound fundamentals of the business. So that way, the story very much remains intact. And looking from an Emertxe's point of view, next couple of slides I will talk about it, and then I'll hand it over to Mubin. Basically, from a placement side, Emertxe, because we deal with placement companies, it's not only that we talk only about some news trends and what is happening in the media, right? We face the companies day in and day out. As I said, I'm part of the placements team, and our team works very closely with placement companies on a very regular, I would say, daily basis. We are not seeing any slowdown. In fact, we are seeing companies and coming and asking us for more people. They're not able to hire as many people they want. Okay? But again, these product companies are different. They don't want to hire in bulk. They want people to be specifically skilled in areas like embedded systems. So that way the placement momentum pretty much in place. So these are all the graphs which I show in every webinar. This is first graph talks about the number of placement companies visited Emertxe every month. If you look at last year, every month we had 100 plus companies visiting us. I think overall we had around 1,327 or something like that, around that range. Overall, those many companies have visited and asked for embedded engineers in our Emertxe, right? So if you look at that, is what is showing up in your blue, what do you call the towers. If you look at 2023, which is the red tower, if you look right, pretty much looks good. For example, in January we had 105 companies coming in hiring. Then February it was even better. I would say it went to 108. Now March we are in the third week. We already had 70 companies visiting us, right? And we have pretty much another week to go. We have good number of companies already in the pipeline. So we're not seeing any slowdown. We are pretty much seeing a good amount of growth coming from these companies, right? So this is another graph which show, which is in terms of drives. When the companies come, and basically they not only come and ask for resources, they also schedule the interviews, right? A test or a interview, they call our students. But mathematically speaking, 100 companies coming in 1 month will not be able to schedule, because 21 days of working days that we get. And also companies also need to give us a schedule. So because of these reasons, what happens, some of the drives gets moved to the next month. So whenever a student get an opportunity, we call it as a drive, right? Whenever they get an opportunity not to apply, but when they call for a written test or interview, that's another way to look at it. But if you look at that, is also looking pretty good. Again, this is the last 4-year data. By now, I'm sure you'll be able to make out our placement data is pretty much open and transparent. This, somebody asked whether this webinar is getting recorded, right? It is getting recorded, and we will put this recorded video in YouTube in public, and you can go and look into past month's webinar also. There also I would have shown graphs, right, about what was the situation in the month of February. And if you see last 4 years we've been doing, right. So if you look at the 2020, 21, 22, the job market has been steadily on growth. Last year it was really good, the green towers, right. So this year also it looks pretty good. The purple ones, January we had 50 drives. February we have the 63 drives, and then we have March we have 48 drives already, right. So looks pretty good. Absolutely nothing to worry. And all the companies are looking for skilled engineers. The reason why we are able to get these many companies, because when people take Emertxe courses, they get a specifically skilled engineers, and those skills are not easy to obtain elsewhere. For example, you can obtain some application related skills easily, but if you talk about core skills like embedded systems, it's quite hard to acquire, and that is also done by very few players like us, who are genuinely having the necessary, contents and the mentors to deliver the courses. So that's where we stand, and I have a lot of data to share with. Where are the success stories coming from? Typically, we run through the last 2 months, success 2 to 3 months, where and all people are getting jobs, and what type of an offer they're getting, etc. But as I said, today we are slightly altering the agenda because of some schedule constraint from Mubi. He has to leave after some time, so we thought we'll readjust a little bit. So I just given an overview about job market and how we are seeing the momentum for Emertxe placement companies, where we are still getting 100 plus companies every month in 2023 also, like how we got in 2022. And before I go on to the success stories, I would like to hand over to Mubin and let Mubin explain the course part of it, how the course is going to get delivered, etc. Then we'll come back and then pick it up from where we left off. Okay, Mubin, can you take over?
Yeah, sure. Maybe you can make me the presenter.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Mubin, it is.
Okay.
So I will go off the video. I'll remain mute. After that, I'll come and pick it up.
Sure, not a problem.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah.
So good evening, everyone, and welcome to this course demo webinar. Before I continue, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Mubin, and I work as a technology head at Emertxe. I'm a computer science graduate. I passed out in the year of 2003, and it's been almost 20 years. I've been working in different companies in different domains. So primarily, I have expertise in the area of embedded systems, IoT, as well as developing device drivers and developing cross-platform network applications. So as of now at Emertxe, I manage a team of technical mentors who are responsible for delivering the trainings in the area of embedded systems, IoT, and full stack applications. So prior to working at Emertxe, I worked in companies like Novel and HP, primarily as a developer and as a lead engineer. And it's been great to basically be part of Emergey technical team, who are like known to deliver quality trainings as well as help students get placed in core companies. So with respect to my agenda for today's session is that I will explain briefly how the course gets delivered, and I'll also share how the a course experience looks like for the online classes. Like we have created a small demo of two modules, and following that, I'll also share information about how the support mechanism is with respect to students, like how they can avail support. And also I'll walk you through the learning management system which we provide to students and what all resources are available in that learning management system. So to get started with, let me share my screen. I'll go off my other video. All right. So here, if you see the screen, in terms of how the modules are delivered. So as part of the embedded system course, there are 7 subjects for the online course and 8 subjects for the offline course. So delivery method will change because online you're going to attend the live sessions through GoToMeeting, whereas in case of offline classes, you will attend the class face-to-face on premise. Nevertheless, the experience will be similar, and this is what gets delivered as part of the course. Every module will consist of class and lab sessions. So class sessions are focused on explaining the concepts related to specific topics, and the mentor will also tell you how the topics are applicable by writing certain programs. Now, since it's an embedded system course, a lot of focus will be on programming plus how to basically write simple applications and project, which will also extend to other modules like microcontrollers. So the class session will explain the theoretical concepts as well as how to practically use the concepts will also be explained. So as a learner, you can understand the topics clearly, and if you have any doubts related to the topic, you can very well ask in the class itself. Now, lab sessions are focused towards assignments and projects. So whenever a topic is completed, assignments related to that topic will be given by the lab mentors in the lab session. So what they will primarily do is they'll explain the problem statement and give you some idea as to how you can approach the problem statement. Now, you can continue work on those assignments after the lab sessions, either in the lab it's for offline batch or after the lab and class for the online students. You can do it during your free time. So you can complete the assignments and you can submit the assignments in our online learning management platform. So assignments are many of the assignments are automatically evaluated. That means you will get the feedback immediately after submitting the assignment, whether it's right or wrong. So what is the need of doing assignments and project? Actually, if you attend the class sessions, you'll understand the concepts theoretically. Unless you practice them, there is no point, right, remembering those topics. So to practically apply those concepts, we'll give assignments. Plus, it's very important that when you attend the interviews, similar questions will be asked in the interviews, right? The assignments which we give are helpful for you to basically clear the test and interviews. The projects are kind of mini projects. So whenever a module completes, we'll give you mini projects, which you can do it maybe in a span of 3 to 4 days on an average scale. So 1 or 2 projects are assigned for every module. So on an average, you should be able to complete 8 projects if you're doing 4 projects per module for the 4 modules. Similarly, to test your knowledge, we will give you objective test as well as module test. The objective test will consist of MCQs, maybe fill in the blank type questions or predict the output of the program, etc. Those type of questions. So these questions will be scheduled for different topics as and when the topics are completed, and this will also test your understanding level. Okay, so objective tests are scheduled for every module, and especially for modules like C, we schedule objective tests, like 5 objective tests are there, and this will definitely help you to clear the interviews. Now, further, like people ask the question, yes, during the class and lab time, we can ask doubts. What if like I have doubts when I'm working on some assignments and projects? So definitely you can avail the support, online support, wherein mentors are available using different channels, including like WhatsApp group as well as discussion forum. So WhatsApp group are created for every batch, and whenever you have any doubts related to the topics or assignments or project, you can post the queries in the WhatsApp group. So either the mentors, your mentors for the batch can answer your queries, or maybe your friends or batchmates who are familiar with the topic can also answer the queries. So what we are trying to tell you is that the support is not limited during class and lab time. You'll get support even during non-class and lab hours using WhatsApp group. As well as there is a discussion forum available, like similar to you might have seen Slack or etc., wherein you can post your queries, and your friends or maybe the mentors will answer to your queries in the discussion forum. So nevertheless, you will get ample support. So it's important that you are able to make progress when you are working on your own. Apart from that, during the lab sessions or class session, you can ask your mentors to specifically explain certain topics if you are not understood some of the concepts. Like you call it as doubt clearing sessions. So during doubt clearing sessions, you can post your basically questions, and your mentors will be there to answer your queries. This is related to how the class gets delivered and how you can avail the online support. Apart from class, regular class delivery and labs, we also have like placement preparation related activities. So we often conduct mock interviews. We also basically have a huge database of company specific questions. So this is some great asset for us as well as our students. So whenever a company visits our campus for placements, we do basically get the pattern that company usually asks, as well as the kind of questions what they ask during test and interviews, so that when you actually attend the interviews, you will become familiar with the pattern, as well as you'll get some idea of what type of preparation you have to do for those companies. So this will give basically an advantage compared to other students who don't have access to this. So we also have prep test, there is something called as placement eligibility test or placement prep test are conducted, which will help you to basically prepare for the interviews. Plus, it will also give us an idea like how well you are prepared before you can apply for interviews. So there will be dedicated sessions for interview preparation, and this will also help you to basically brush up the topics. Often what happens that when you attend a course for 6 months, we tend to forget, right? So we conduct the interview prep sessions, and this will help you to revise some of the concepts what you studied in the modules. Similarly, WhatsApp group is created for every company that visits our campus, right? Whenever a company visits, like let's say 100 companies comes to our campus in a month, 100 WhatsApp groups are created, wherein you'll get the communication updates related to the company drive, including like schedule of the interviews, test, who cleared the interview, what type of questions they asked in the basically interviews, etc. All the information, end-to-end information will be shared by the placement team as well as your colleagues, as well as your batchmates. So WhatsApp group is created for every company. You'll get communication updates and information related to the drive that is happening. And all this is possible because we have a dedicated placement team. So placement team takes care of floating the applications, bringing basically core companies, as well as scheduling the interviews, and even like till the end, like when you get even basically making sure that you're getting the offer letter, and you are like getting basically updates related to the placements, etc. All these things are taken care by the placement team. So this is with respect to placement preparation, what we do. And apart from that, we have a student success team. So what this team does is they typically monitor individual students' performance. Performance is monitored based upon few parameters like attendance, your test scores, your assignment basically scores, project scores, etc. All this information is available in LMS. So student success team often monitors the progress of the students, how they are performing, and if required, they'll contact you and basically give feedback to you so that you can improvise in those areas. And you'll also get appreciations in terms of basically what you're doing if you're doing well. So you can seek help with the student success team. Like you can, if you are not feeling comfortable with any of the course modules or any of the topics, you can get in touch with the student success team, and they will basically take into considerations whatever feedback you have. So this is about overall what the course comprises of, and how basically we ensure that you get enough support for clarifying your doubts, and how the placement team basically helps you in preparing the student for interviews. And also you can avail the support of student success team whose responsibility to ensure that every student is doing well during the course. So this is a brief about the course characteristics. Now what I'll do is, since many of you are asking how the online classes differ from the offline classes. So basically the offline class, the mentor will be available in the class face to face, whereas the online class, you can take the sessions in the comfort of your home, right? And it's you'll get some flexibility, etc., because you don't have to be coming to office, etc. So let me share you two demo videos of how the online classes are delivered. These are course snippets. These are not complete courses. So now I'm going to share the video for C programming based on a topic called as arrays. It's not a complete topic. Only a part of the arrays concept is covered in this. Okay, I'm sharing the video.
These are the total memory allocated. Now, after an array has been declared, maybe I want to give the values into the array, because just the array's declaration will have garbage value. Assume I take int array of size 5. Okay, there has to be 20 bytes of memory allocated. Assume this is the 20 bytes of memory allocated for the array. So I'm storing 5 integers. So each integer takes how many bytes? Each integer takes how many bytes? Correct. So each integer takes 4 bytes. So if the starting address of the array is 1000, where will be the next element present? If the starting address of the array is 1000, where will be the next element present? Assume this is 1000. Where will be the next element present? Yes. Each of the element uses 4 bytes. So it is 1004, then 1008, 1012, 1016. To access the array's element, you have to go with something called as the index number. An index number varies between 0 to size -1. So very first element will be in index 0, second element will be in index 1, third element will be in index 2, fourth element will be in index 3, and fifth element will be in index 4. Okay. If you just declare the array like this, the array's element will have garbage value by default. So in order to not have a garbage value present inside the memory block, maybe I want certain values to made sit inside it. In such cases, I have to do the array's initialization. To initialize the array, here inside the curly braces, I have to give 5 elements: 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. In that case, that value will be written here. That will be 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay, this is how I declare the array. This is how I do the initialization, and this is how the memory for the array will be allocated. Accessing happens with respect to the index number varying between 0 to size minus 1. See here, data type, name, size, where size represents the number of elements. So the total memory occupied by the arrays, number of elements multiplied by size of an element. That is in turn size into size of the data type. If this is the array I'm going to take of 5 size with the values 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, this will be the array. So the very starting address of the array always is called as the base address of the array. This address 1000 will always be called as the base address of the array, or you can also call it as starting address or address of the very first element of the array. All of them means the same, but we usually refer it as base address. Okay, you can call it as base address, or you can call it as the starting address, or you also can call it as the address of first element. Okay, the starting address is called as the base address or starting address or address of the first element of the array. So then it is plus 4, plus 8, plus 12, plus 16. Index has to vary between 0 to size minus 1. So it has to be starting from 0. An array is a collection of similar data type. Elements occupy consecutive memory locations. First element will be in the lowest address and last element will be in the highest address. Elements are indexed from 0 to size minus 1. So if the size of the array is 5, index will vary from 0 to 4. Accessing out of the range array elements would be an illegal access. So whenever you have to access the elements of the array, you have to go with the name of the array, then the index number. Okay, so array of 0, array of 1, like this, you have to go with the index number. So if the index number varies between 0 to 4, I can access only between array of 0 to array of 4. Out of the boundary, that is accessing array of minus 1 or accessing array of 5 is not allowed. It is an illegal access where you might get to see a error. So accessing out of the range array elements would be illegal access. You should not access the elements in array of minus 1 and array of size. And once the memory for the array is allocated, it can never be altered in the runtime. That is, while executing the program, the array size can never be modified. So if you declare an array like this, it will be 20 bytes of memory allocated for sure. So this size can never be altered throughout the program. Again, here in double denum of size 6, there will be 48 continuous bytes already allocated. You never get a chance to increase or decrease the size once it has been allocated. So this is the concept of array. Clear this much? Okay. So have this one noted. The next we will see is how to print the elements of the array. Okay, so there are different ways of printing the array's element, which we will be seeing shortly. Before that, have this one noted. So the next we have got is to print the array's element. So when you are supposed to print the array's element, we usually go with the name of the array and the index number. But that has to be done on a repetitive manner. So what is it necessary to be used? What is it necessary to be used if I have to print? Yes, loop is definitely necessary. So I can print the array's element in any of a loop considered. Observe. Okay. So first I try printing it in a for loop. Int array of size 5. I also do the initialization with 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. I need another integer variable I for the sake of index. So I will first say it as printf arrays elements are. Okay. So I run a for loop for I is equal to 0, I less than 5 and I plus plus, because 5 is the size of the array. Inside this, I go with the printf. Sorry. Yeah, so printf %d \n comma array's name with index. Okay, so first array of 0 will be printed when I will have a 0 taken, then array of 1, then array of 2, array of 3, array of 4. When I becomes 5, 5 lesser than 5 will be condition false. You come out of the for loop. Observe the output here. So I'm compiling and executing. These are the arrays element which I am printing using a for loop. Let me change this. I try printing using a while loop.
All right, this was a small demo for the topic arrays, which is part of the C programming module. So hope you got some idea of how the online class is delivered. And in terms of effectiveness and understanding level, you will not face any challenges, whether it's online or offline. So another question which people ask is, what about microcontroller module? How is it delivered in the online mode? So in case of microcontroller module, what we do is we use a simulator to simulate the programs and run the program. So I'll share you a small video demo of how the microcontroller class is taken in the online mode with the help of a simulator called as PixSimLab. Let me share the video.
This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. In today's class, let's see how we can write an embedded program to toggle the LEDs connected to the board bit. So now to write the embedded program, we are going to use the tool MPLAB XID. So you can see here. So this is the MPLAB XID. If you open this, you will see this as a starting page. So some projects are mentioned here, datasheet is available here. Even if you worked on some recent project, that list is available. See, and even you will get the microchip login. So if you have a login ID password, you do the login, and you can do the purchase on a microchip website, right? Okay, so now let me go back to the question. So question was, we wanted to toggle the LEDs connected to the port D. So now here in this MPLAB ID, you can see these are the different tools available. So we can use these tools as per the requirement. For example, this is to create a new file. It's to create a new project, it is to open the project, it's this option is to do the bill. You can see different many options are there. So as per the need, what we will do, we will take an approach. Whatever we need it, we will start using those things. Now here in this MPLAB XID, I already created a project and kept it ready. So project name is what? LEDs. So in this project, I created. So when this project is created, this MPLAB XID create some organized sections. You can see here. So now to write this program, to write the embedded code, we need a main.c. So generally .c files goes here in this source file sections. Header files goes here, make file will go here, linker script will go to this section. Or if you need any libraries, if you are planning to add any libraries, then those goes into this section. And finally this is the place for your executable file. So let me go to the main.c. So you can double click and open the main.c in the editor window. So now you can see I'm defining two macros. So instead of using port D directly, so what I did, since if you see the hardware, on the hardware, so you are having total 16 LEDs. So this is the PiximLab simulator board. So it's having total 16 LEDs. So currently we are going to toggle LEDs connected to the port D. These are the these are the 8 LEDs out of 16. So these 8 LED array we are going to toggle. Toggling means on off we are going to do. So now since I'm having 8 LEDs, I'm defining the micro LED array as a port D, and to give the direction to the port pins there is a register RISD. I'm defining that with name LED array data direction register. Now you can see here comes my main. So here I'm calling init config function. So this function is to do the initialization. So what we are doing, so in main itself we are not doing initialization. It doesn't look good. So there is a separate dedicated function to do the initialization. It is init config. So control will go here and here in this init config. So initially what we are doing, if we are using LED, we need to set the pin direction as output. So I'm writing my LED array data direction register as a 0. It will set port D pin as the output, and to start with initially I will keep all LEDs connected to the port D as a off. So to turn off the LED, I need to load 0. So I'm writing here 0. So LEDs remain off, fine. And here comes our while one. So if you see any embedded system, once you turn on the embedded system, it runs forever, right? It goes into infinite loop. So here come my infinite loop while one. So inside this while one, we are going to write our application. So what is our application? We wanted to toggle the LED. So here is my instruction to toggle the LED. So I'm writing LED array equal to tilt of LED array. So what it will do? It will toggle the values of this LED array. If it is 0, it will make it 1. If it is 1, it will make it 0. So now you can see. So this is what 0x00. So after execution of this instruction, this LED array value becomes 0xFF. So entire port becomes 0xFF. All port bits become 1. So all LED turn on. LEDs are going to be turned on. And here what I'm doing. So before going to this instruction once again, I'm putting the delay. So if this delay is not there, what happens? We will not be able to see the LED toggling. So it will happen at very fast rate. Due to the persistence of vision, we will not be able to capture it. So I added the delay. Then after this delay, what happened? Next time, since we are in the while one, control will go back here. So again, we are changing the LED array value from what? FF to 0. So now what happened? LED become off, then again delay. So like this way, we are making LEDs on, LEDs off, fine. Now so we have to build the code, we have to compile the code. How we can do? So here in this MPLAB XID, I install X8 compiler. So that's why this header file is also included related to the compiler. So now how you can do the build? So you can see here is one option to do the build. So let me click on that. it will start doing build. My project is getting a build. Now you can see build is going on, so it will take some time. Please wait. Now see, build is successful. That means your hex file is created, and even it will give you the memory summary of your project. So now my hex file is created and it is loaded also. Now what we can do, so we can load that hex file where in this board, so we can run that hex file here in this microcontroller. So this is the heart of this board. So basically here we are using PIC16F877A microcontroller. So we are going to load the hex file here. How? So you can go to the file, you can select the load hex, and you have to navigate wherever your project is stored. So let me navigate. So now just for the sake of simplicity, I kept the project on the desktop. So let me select that. Now again, you have to go to the distribute directory. So basically, you have to use this path. After build successful, it is prompting the path where X file is available. I'm just referring that. Then you have to go to the default production. Here is the X file. Let me open. Okay, expected output is what? These LEDs should toggle, but it's not happening. Why? Because these DIP switch related settings are not done. So to turn on the LEDs connected to the port D, this DIP switch, second one, you have to pull this switch up. So let me do that. So it's down. You have to pull it up. So let me select. Now you can see the change here. So what this program is doing, it's running in this microcontroller and it is toggling the LEDs. And even we are able to see that toggling very clearly, right? Okay, so this is our program, our embedded code to toggle the LEDs connected to the port D. Fine.
All right, so that was a brief demo of how the microcontroller topic is explained in the online session. So in the online session, we use an ID called as MPLAPX ID, and we use a simulator called as PicSimLab. So using this ID and simulator, we can implement any microcontroller based program and run it on the simulator. So in terms of effectiveness, you'll not see much difference whether you're working with the real hardware or whether you're working with the simulator. The same program, if you want to basically run it on real hardware, it will work with very minimal changes. Now, give me a moment, I'll share my screen. So hope my screen is visible. So what I'll do now is I will demonstrate how the learning management system can be used to access the course related resources. So whenever a student is enrolled into a course, they will get access to this learning management system called as LMS, wherein all course related materials.
Few students are telling they're not able to hear you. Guys, is Mubin is audible? Can you just type? He's audible to me. I'm able to hear him.
Maybe I'll turn off the video.
Yeah. No, I think it is you are audible. Some of them are telling not audible.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mubin. Maybe some temporary issue. Go ahead.
All right. So what I'm demonstrating is I'm demonstrating how the learning management system can be used by a student to access course related resources. I'll show what all materials are available in the learning management system and how you can also seek help using the discussion forums, as well as how you can basically check your grades as well as parameters which are evaluated during the course. So this is one of the students dashboard, how it looks like. So in this specific case, this student has completed most of the modules. So here, if you look at the course modules, so he has completed the C programming module, microcontrollers, maybe he attended some of the Linux internal sessions, data structures, C++, and so on. So these we call it as modules, or in other words, these are called as subjects. You can also see like there are many students who are currently accessing our portal, right? So get some idea. So if I click on, let's say, C programming module, let's say you want to access the C programming module, so I'll navigate to it. So C programming module looks something like this. Here you will get access to activities. Activities are nothing but assignments, attendance. You can even submit a feedback about the course or mentors, etc. You can access discussion forums. You can access quizzes. You can also access course-related resources like PPTs, code, project documents, and so on. So we also have something called as a virtual programming lab, wherein you can submit your assignments online, and it will get automatically graded for subjects like C, Linux systems, and data structures module. So you don't have to wait for the mentor to give feedback. Whenever the program is completed, you can submit it, and you'll get a response related to the correctness of your program. So in terms of materials which are available, to look at resources. So these are organized into chapters. You can see there are chapters like basic refresher, slides related to that chapter is there. Okay, so you can also see like certain programming assignments are also accessible. Let me check VPL. Okay, so you can see here assignments. You can see, right? You can also see what is the grade given for that specific assignment, right? This particular student has completed most of the assignments, and grade related to the assignment is also available, right? And what is the final score also you can see. So apart from assignments, you'll be given projects, and you can also access recorded sessions of the class and lab, right? So for example, you can see here, if you scroll down, class recordings are available, right? Topic wise, whichever topic was completed, that topic you can basically navigate and access, and you can watch the recorded videos. This is available only for the online class students, not for the offline class students. The recorded videos will be available to you. Similarly, you can also access the quizzes which is being given to you. So you can review the quizzes, right? You can see like objective tests are given, module test is given, some Viva tests are given, etc. You can also see the scores, and based on the scores, you can judge your performance. And we'll also be able to tell you how your performance is. So this is what is available in the learning management system. And you also have access to discussion forums. So you can ask questions in the discussion forum, and mentors will be there to answer your queries. So there are some questions being asked on the discussion forum. So this is about the learning management system. The slides also are accessible. For example, click on the basic refresher slide, will open up. Okay, these slides are accessible. You can see how well the slides are created. So if you want to revise the concepts, you can go through these slides, and you should be able to basically understand the concepts as well, apart from the recorded videos. So that's about the learning management system. So apart from learning management system, as I mentioned earlier, we create WhatsApp group for every batch, as well as we create WhatsApp group for placement drives. So for example, for every batch we create a WhatsApp group. If you look at I'm typing ECP, which stands for Emertxe Certified Embedded Professional. Every batch there is a WhatsApp group created, and student can post their basically doubts in the WhatsApp group, right? You can see like project related documents are shared and artifacts are shared in the WhatsApp group. So WhatsApp group can be used to clear your doubts, and you can like you'll get updates related to when the test is scheduled, the link to the test paper, etc. So you can clarify your doubts, as well as you'll get updates in the WhatsApp group. Apart from course-related WhatsApp group, we have company-related WhatsApp group. For example, I've pinned some of them. I'm searching for, let's say, Mahindra Electric. You can see, right? So there are a lot of drives which are like with respect to Mahindra is there. Similarly, if you search for other companies like LG, for example, right, you can see LG-related basically placement groups are there, right? So many times LG has visited the campus. So whenever a company visits our campus for placements, we create a WhatsApp group and communication related to that company or that drive happens in the WhatsApp group. So specifically, I've just pinned 3 of the companies who we recently visited, maybe some in March, some in February, etc. LG South is one of the companies. Just wanted to share you how what the communication happens in the group. Like for example, this particular student who actually got selected, I think he has shared the questions what was asked in the interview, right? What type of questions are there? Some questions related to C++ has been asked, some question related to data sectors has been asked, etc. So you can see the communication from our placement team also telling that these 4 students got selected for this particular drive. All right. So updates will be shared in the WhatsApp group. Right. This is for Aether Energy, which is again right company which you know that they are manufacturing electric vehicles. The 2 of the students recently got placed in like Aether Energy. You can see how the communication happens. Right. Some students are sharing the questions also. So we are sharing the schedule also. Right. What they asked in interview. Everything is shared in the WhatsApp group. So what we are trying to tell you is that we'll do basically we'll ensure that after joining the course you'll get basically not only get familiar with the topics, but you will get enough support so that you can complete the course and get placed in core companies. So if any queries you can ask and we'll be there to answer your queries. So over to you, Jay. We can continue.
All right, Mubin, I think you also have some time constraint. I will take it from here on.
Sure.
Let me share my. All right. All right, I'm back. I think I'll further take on. I think quite a lot of questions have come. Guys, am I audible now? Hope I'm audible to all of you. All right, great. Okay. I just want to check I connected back, right? Good number of questions have come. What I'll do is I'll take some questions and then I'll get back to the presentation. Okay. So there's a question from Ramyasri. So Ramya is asking, can offline student access LMS? Yes, you can. So the only difference between the online student and the offline student with respect to LMS is basically you will not get recorded video sessions for the offline students. You know, offline means you're coming and attending the classes in the physical mode, right? So we'll not be able to record that and give it to you. Whereas if you're an online student, every session will get recorded, including this webinar. In fact, some of you asked in the beginning, this particular webinar is already getting recorded. Our team will, you know, make some small edits, put some header, footer, and then we'll email to you, right? So this particular way, every class is recorded, lab is recorded, given to you for online students. So LMS access will be given to both. The offline students, when they log in, they will not be able to see recorded videos, but they'll see everything else. Like for example, discussion forums, presentation materials, course materials, test, everything will be there. Plus the online students will have the recorded sessions. Is that clear, Ramyasri? Let us do some interaction, right? Okay, thanks. So then there's a question from Raja Kumar. Raja is asking, how much deviation from offline class to online class in terms of lab or course content, right? So if you look at online versus offline course, Raja, there is one module difference. For example, in our offline, we have a module called QT programming. Okay, For example, we start with Linux system, C, C++ programming, data structures, Linux internals, microcontrollers, embedded Linux for ARM. These modules are common. For offline student, there is one extra module is given. Okay, that's the only difference. Apart from that, in terms of the effectiveness in which the online class is delivered, the labs how they're getting conducted, right? Placements for that matter, everything will remain the same. In fact, placement companies do not care whether you are an online or offline student. They, as long as you are able to prove them, they're fine. In fact, they know we run online classes as well, but they don't care whether you are offline or online, right? When they call for interview, can you perform? As simple as that, right? Raja, is it clear? Raja Kumar. I also want to get your confirmation that you are okay. Great. Let me move on. So there's one more question. Mohit Sisodia is asking, sir, how Emertxe is different from Vector Institute? I don't know, guys. You should be telling the answer, I guess, because I know Vector is one of our similar institution in the similar space. I don't know. If anybody else in the group know the answer, you can let me know. Okay. We know what we are doing, right? We don't know what other people are doing. Okay, you people, basically, students are the best, people to answer this, because you guys do a lot of research, about what each institutes are doing and what they're teaching, how the placements, how the teaching, etc. You are the best people, right, to answer that. Okay. So rather, Mohit, I'll put the ball back into your court. Okay. Shubham is asking, can we unmute ourselves during an online lecture to ask doubts? Okay. So what we typically do, Shubham, is that any session, what we do is that we make the students ask the questions via the chat and we answer, right? It's not that we don't want to give a switch on the audio or video, it just disturbs the class. But yeah, in some cases, if you're really interested, you can, mentors will allow you to ask the questions using the audio. Generally, it's a little noisy, that's all. But the same protocol what we're currently following, right? You are asking chat, I am responding, itself has been very, very effective so far. Okay? And in the class, when somebody is asking a question, each of those questions will be visible. Here it's not visible because as it's a webinar, we'll be using a GoToMeeting in our classes, right? Where the number of participants will be relatively less than a webinar, right? So that way you'll be able to see each other's question also and interact. Okay? But yeah, if there's a situation really required, you can unmute and ask. I don't think that'll be an issue. Hope that's clear. Shubham Jangam. Okay, right, great. So let me also get confirmation, right, that indeed I am answering your questions. How many students are consist for a batch? Asked by Shaikh. Shaikh, actually, if you ask me, our general thumb rule that we have in Emertxe is like somewhere around 1:40. Means for one class mentor, there should be 40 members in the class. That's a ratio. Sometimes we go a little more, especially for online, we can go a little bit more. Physical classroom, anyways, we can't beyond some numbers. And maybe 40 means we can go a little bit more, because beyond that, we can't allocate them in the same classroom, right? Physical one. Maybe online, we can go a little bit more, but generally our ratio is around 1:40. And in case, especially in online classes, if it goes a little bit more, along with the class mentor, rather for the lab, we will be allocating more lab mentors. Like instead of one lab mentor, we allocate 2 or 3 so that you guys get a good attention. Okay? That's kind of, but we don't go like 100 people, 150. No, we don't do. Shaikh, hope that's clear. Shaikh. Okay, great. Thanks, Shaikh. Okay, so I'm seeing like one by one. I want to confirm before we move on. Okay, Sudeep is asking, Sudeep Vaiba, this webinar for paid only or free internship also? See, this webinar is free, by the way, you're not paid anything, right? This is about the course demo and how we can work on. But we also run an online free internship program targeted for engineering college students, right? Somebody, especially I would say the pre-final year ones, when they're in the third year, when they're supposed to do an internship, we saw in India it is getting quite diluted. So we offer an online live internship, by the way, it's not a recorded one, like how we do it for your classes. Every day, it's run between 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. There's a live internship given for embedded systems separately and IoT separately. We recently closed the internship admissions, IoT batch internship admissions. I think there are about 2,500 interns have been selected for this time, and we sent the offer letters recently. If you're interested, Sudeep, you can wait for the next turn and then apply for the internship, which is absolutely free. You don't need to pay anything. But yes, if you want to get a certificate, you need to submit the project. Okay? That's one important thing we say, because students generally go on internship just for certificate's sake. We don't want to encourage that. You will be given a project. Mentors will guide you online. Again, you will get a recorded sessions also. Similar LMS access you will get. Everything you will get absolutely free of cost. Right? That we mainly do as a part of our initiative to work in the industry academia gap, because as you all know, internship has become a more of a mockery where you just go and do something, and these days people will ask and then give certificate, right? We don't want to be like that. So we want to make a difference. So that way, by the end of the internship, you will really have a project working. In case you have questions, just go and do in YouTube, right? Emertxe internship, you'll see tons of videos to get a view about what our students have built. Okay. Sudeep, is it clear? Sudeep Vaiba? Let me see whether he's answered. Quite a lot of questions are piling up. Okay, got it, sir. Great. Thanks, Sudeep. Let me go to the next question. Then the question from Shipra Joshi: online sessions are one-to-one or recorded? See, online sessions are live sessions, I would say, like how we are doing right now. Every day there'll be a 2 hours of live sessions. All our sessions are live, and you can interact with the mentor like how you are doing right now. But the same session will be recorded, like how we are doing recording now, and then that will be given to you the next day or one day later. It will be uploaded into your LMS. So in case if you miss any class due to certain unforeseen circumstances, or you want to revise that topic, or say you are attending an interview but you want to go back and revise a particular topic, you can go that topic and play the video, revise yourself, and then you can go. Okay, that's the way it works. But all our sessions are live. Naga Bharat is asking fee structure. So Naga Bharat, our counseling team would be the right person to answer the fee related questions, because there will be, there is a fees difference between online and offline. Plus, there are some time to time certain scholarships that they offer. What I'll do towards the end of the webinar, I'll be sharing you guys with their contact details. You can email them or call them up. They will be, glad to guide you with the fee structure. Nagaraj Agribotri is asking, sir, year gaps matters for premium companies like Qualcomm. Okay, I think I was thinking why such questions did not come. See, please note, Nagaraj or anybody in this particular call, right? All the companies, okay, coming and hiring from Emertxe, not because of your ERA password, academic record, or your particular branch, etc. Okay, for example, you are able to place students from civil engineering background, right? We are able to place people who have year gaps, right? So they come to us because you are having a specific skill, right? And how well you are obtained the skill through our training program. Okay? So as long as you are able to focus on skill building, I don't say it's Qualcomm, any company for that matter, you will not you will not have any problem. Okay? You will not have any problem. In fact, companies, even if the year gap exists due to many reasons, it could be because students prepare for GATE exam, they try for UPSC, or some of them may be assisting their family in their businesses, or girl students, good number of them, they get married, they relocate to a different city or town, they take pregnancy breaks, etc. Right? So breaks are coming in multiple forms. So what we tell our students is that with year break, is it possible to achieve a placement? Yes. Is it possible to achieve placements with premium companies? Answer is again yes. Okay, but it all depends on how well you are going to do the skill building with Emertxe. If you focus on skill building, definitely you can win over all the challenges, because we are placing civil engineering students. We are placing students who are from, let us say, 2015. I'll show you some success stories, right? A typical issue shared in the beginning, but because there is some order change we have done due to Mubin's challenge, right? Today he's got some time constraints, so that's why I need to rearrange. I'll show you some examples, what has happened in the last couple of months. Then you'll get a better idea, right? Nagaraj, is it clear? No issues, no, because of this. Nagaraj? Okay, yes, great. Nagaraj is telling us. Let me go one by one. Quite a lot of questions. Great to see the energy in this group today. Okay. Nivedita Belkera, okay, Nivedita is asking, sir, for every month new batch will be there because I want to join in the month of July. Yes, Nivedita, every month we start new batch. So typically we start the new batches towards the last week of every month. And the premise of this webinar just 1 week before we organize to clarify your questions like how we are doing right now. So depending on the your choice, you can sign up for that. But yeah, every month there'll be batches. We've seen people who attend webinar in a particular month, they go back, think a lot. And as I said, they do a lot of research. Somebody asked me questions about vector, right? So maybe you could go and do all sort of research about other institutions as well. And then they come back and join after 3 months, 4 months, 6 months also. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Okay, every month, as far as we are concerned, we start batches. Towards the end of the webinar, I'll show current month, that is March month dates. By the way, it's already available on the website. Just for your information, I'll do that. We'll start every month towards the last week of that, and we'll done the webinar also. Right, and some students done multiple times they will attend this webinar also. So you can attend multiple times this webinar. It's absolutely open and free, and you can take your own time to discuss. Okay, no pressure, because it's, as I said in the beginning, it is your career choice. Okay, so you need to take with proper thinking in mind, proper information. I know in a way, ask me what are we trying to do, me and Mubin, right? We are trying to give you and share you as much information as we can. Then you are the best decision maker. Okay. So you can decide, whether it's amount to come in the month of July or you want to come in the June. It's your choice. Okay, purely. Is it clear, Nivedita? Let me go up, go down. Okay, Nivedita says yes. Okay, let me go. Then we have Srikar Desai is asking, Vector does not provide online class. Okay, I don't know about that. You guys know that. And Varun Hegde is telling Vector do not provide free internship. Okay, maybe. Yes, I said, right? You guys are the best researchers about Emertxe or any other institution for that matter, right? Then about the course language mode, I don't know what you mean by Pavan language mode. If you're talking as a mode of instruction, it will be English. Okay. And yeah, our mentors can speak other languages also, especially lab mentors. But medium of instruction will be English. Ramya T, there is okay. Looks like multiple Ramyas in the class today. For online courses, whether placement is online or offline. Oh, this is a very interesting question, right? For online students, how the placements will happen. Okay. So let me give you a little bit of history, and then we'll come back. Right? When the pandemic was there, the entire selection process, I would say 100% was happening online. Whether you are an offline student, anyways, offline was not possible, right? At that time, it's a lockdown. The entire selection process was happening online. But as the lockdown lifted, we all started getting back to a real thing, and companies also started getting into the hybrid mode, etc. What we started seeing is that some of the companies are asking you to come offline. Let us say, I would say as of today, you can put 85% of them are still online. Around 15 to 20% of them are offline. Okay, so for an online student, especially you are away from Bangalore, let us say we see scenarios where students are in Bangalore but still they are taking online classes. For them, no problem. They can come and attend. It's the same city, or if nearby, let us say you are in Mysore, Tumkur, where you can come, travel on a day and attend. But if you are very far from Bangalore, you may miss these 10-15% of opportunities which we cannot help. But if you're really specific, no, sir, I don't want to miss. You can complete the course. Okay? Anyways, our placement starts from the 4th month of you joining. But after you complete the course, let us say you still want to attend, you can come to Bangalore and attend, no problem. But as of today, I would say 80-85% online interviews. When I say online, written test, interview, offer, everything happens online. But you are reporting into the offline, and working is very much offline. Okay, and companies are not giving permanent work from home and gone on the days, right? They're all pretty much back to hybrid or 100% working workforce in the office, right? But still around 80-85% of the process happens online. Okay. Ramya T. This is multiple Ramyas here. Is it clear, Ramya T? Is she there, Ramya? Okay, clear, sir. Great. Thanks, Ramya. Okay. Just going by some order. So Rachana is asking, sir, can second year students also can join for the internships Yes, you can. Internships is anyways, pretty much open. It is not necessary. So ideally, we target pre-final years, that is third year. That is where supposed to do, the 1 month internship and then join. But if you are some of the students, if they're performing well in the written test, we even awarded the internship to the second year students also. Okay, so from our side, no problem. Okay. So now, then we have Balaji. Balaji says, so when will embedded systems internship will be available? We'll announce it soon, Balaji. As I said, we just closed our IoT internship, batch. I think, as I said, around 2,000 plus internships we have awarded. In fact, we'll be starting them from Monday. So our team is a little busy in rolling out the offer letters and answering some of the student queries, etc. So once they are done with that, we will again we'll let you know. Next will be embedded or anything else. We're also pondering whether we should be doing a full stack web development internship, which we have not done for a while. We'll let you know. Okay, watch out for our website, and we'll be able to guide you accordingly. Then we have Shivam Gadade is asking, will internship impact on your resume? Absolutely yes, Shivam. This is not like any other internship where you're getting some certificate and put. You will be really building a project on your own where you get a hands-on programming expertise in C. Both our embedded and internship and embedded internship will make you do a hands-on coding. So that way you'll be adding a lot of value to your resume. Okay, so definitely it will have an impact. That way, either you are attending placement through your campus or you're attending placements offline. By the way, please note, we don't provide placements for internships. The goal of internship is different. The goal of the placement-oriented course, which we are discussing today, is different. For internship, it's 1 month program. It's free. It is more to give you an exposure about embedded or IoT, right? So, but with that skill, whatever you gain, you can go and apply. Definitely, that will be valuable in your resume. Then the question from Karthik, can you please share me about the course fee details online and offline? As I said, Karthik, our counselors will be the right people to answer this. I'll share the details towards the end of the webinar. You can contact them. They will be glad to answer about the fees. Okay. Saurabh is asking what will be online class timing. So Saurabh, I do have few slides. I'll just share you the timing, because in online, we have two modes, online day batch and online evening batch. I'll just tell you the timings in the slide shortly. Okay. Nagaraj, I think I already clarified your question. And then Karthik is asking, are there any weekend class for job holder, right? So Karthik, we don't run weekend classes. Before pandemic, we were running, but we thought more than the weekend classes, the online evening batches are much more effective. Online evening batches, the classes happens between 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and the lab happens between 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. every day. So that way you will be able to manage the work timings, also your course. Okay. So if you're working professional, go for the online evening course. More specific details, I have few slides. I'll share it. Then Shubham is asking again, says the simulator shown in the demo lecture is free or free to access or paid? Okay, good question. Shubham, all the software that we are using, the simulator or the operating system which you will be using in your, in your desktop or laptop, or even the LMS that we are using, they're all open source. Okay, Moodle, for example, LMS, right? It's open source. PicSim Lab, it is open source. Then for ARM module, we use another simulator called Kemu, which is again open source. So open source means it is free. It is general public license, right? You can download. You don't need to pay a penny. Okay? You'll be downloading them and you'll be using them, the licenses. And of course, the Moodle, our team will give you login. So absolutely, the entire thing is free of cost, and it's legal, right? For example, we're not using a pirated version or something like that, right? It doesn't apply for a open source. Very much it is legal version, free version, you can download and use it. No need to pay anything. Shubham, hope it's clear. Then Edwin Arulraj is asking, sir, I'm from biomedical engineering stream. Can I be able to get a core job in embedded system? Definitely, Edwin. As I already told you, at least you are coming from biomedical, which is having some close connections with the circuit branch, electronics, etc. What I understand based on my knowledge, the ECE and the biomedical pretty much comes under the ECE department. Just a few subjects are here and there different. Pretty much you study what the electronic student studies, right? But that will not have any impact when it comes to our placement. As I said, our course is open for all the branches. We are able to place students from mechanical engineering, civil engineering, material science engineering, manufacturing engineering, right? You name any branch, we are able to place. So there is absolutely no barrier with respect to branch. Okay, you can from CSE, ECE, can be from any branch. Okay, so absolutely no issues. We have a lot of examples where people come from all these branches and they get into core job. Okay, Edwin, hope that's clear. Then we have Bernard is asking, how can we join WhatsApp number groups, right? See, WhatsApp groups, whatever Mubin has demonstrated, those groups are mainly for the students who are already part of our course, right? After you join only, they'll create. Okay. So once you join, enroll for the core program, our team will automatically create batch specific WhatsApp groups are there, and company specific, right? Because for example, when you're going for a company, students may be coming from a regular physical or offline batch, then online regular batch and online evening batch, right? So we'll form them and then we create one company specific batch. Let us say you showed an example of LG, right? Mahindra Satyam, etc. Mahindra Electric, etc. Right? So that way, all these groups will be created after you join the program. That is not open for everybody. That is very much open for students who join the program, because we don't want to share what we'll ask in the kind of interview, right, to any open student, right? We want to share only to our students who are already enrolled. So once you're part of the course, you pay up the fees, registration formalities, etc. Our team will automatically add you into appropriate WhatsApp groups. I hope that's clear, Bernard. Then Pratyusha Joy is asking, so Qualcomm comes to you to hire people, you people to hire Qualcomm hires candidate from your institution. I don't know. I think the question is repeated. Yes, Qualcomm does hire our students on a regular role. And whatever the numbers you are seeing, right? They're getting a premium salary and all. Good number of them has already achieved that. Okay. Then Satyanarayan is asking, so what if you got an offer letter from one company? Will you attend as upcoming company? Okay, this is a question, interesting question. Sir, what if I get one offer from Emertxe? Can I apply multiple offers? The answer is no. Okay. We allow you to get only one offer. You can apply for many companies. As I said, we have 100+ companies coming around. Let us say 70, 80 drives are happening every month. Every day there will be interviews, written tests, etc. You can attend them. But whichever offer first comes, you need to take it. The reason is very simple, Satyanarayan. There are two reasons, I would say. One is, for example, we promise certain things to the hiring company. What do we say to the hiring companies? Like, do we say 100% joining rate? That means you hire any of our Emertxe students, they will join. They will not reject an offer. So what if one student gets the 3 offers, right? He will not be able to join all the 3 companies. He can join only one company. So 2 companies he will reject the offer. So that is not the good, good thing, because we have a very long-term and very strong relationship with these companies, right? It affects. Second problem is, okay, I don't want a scenario in Emertxe where I have one student, let us say Satyanarayan himself, right? He's a very bright student, for example, right? He gets 3 offers. But I have other students, let us say I have Pratyusha also, Nagaraj also, Krishna also. I'm just reading the names which is there in my chat, right? I don't want a scenario where Satyanarayan gets 3 jobs, another 3 students doesn't get any job. I don't want a scenario like that. We want all the students in Emertxe go with one job. So that's the reason why as soon as you get one offer, into stop. But yeah, you can, before you apply, you can think. Somebody may be thinking, sir, I want to only apply for companies which are above 6 LPA. I don't want to apply anything below 6 LPA. That is your choice. We don't need to force. But once you apply, you get an offer, you need to take the first offer. Let us say, for example, you are attending 2 companies. One is 6 LPA, another is 10 LPA, right? 6 LPA company has given you the first offer. You need to go with that. You cannot say, sir, I cleared the technical interview. Can you go for the HR and get the 10 lakhs offer? No, we don't allow. We tell the companies also very clearly. We tell you also, so that that opportunity can be passed on to some other student. Good question, Satyanarayan. Okay, hope it answers your question. Then Krishna Punjar is asking, sir, okay, my percentage is below 60. Okay, 59, is it matter? Okay, that's another question, interesting question. See, what we have seen, Krishna, even though from Emertxe we say you should have at least 60%, as far as your placement thing is to be smooth, right? But what we have seen over the years is that around 40% of the companies which are hiring, they don't care about your ERA pass out, or they don't care about your academic records. You can be from any branch and you can still attend the interview. So 40% of the companies will give you opportunities. So that way, I don't see your percentage. Yes, you will be missing some companies because of your academic, that I cannot say, right? You should not ask, sir, I want, I'm less than 60, but I want to target premium also. That doesn't work, right? But yeah, there are a lot of mid-sized companies, startups, as I said, 40% of them, they say, I don't care about the percentage, or even I don't care about the ERA pass out, right? So I said 40, in fact, it's more than that. I'm just giving an, what you call pessimistic number. You can attend those companies and then you can apply. In a way, below 60 students also do get placed. Okay. Hope that's clear, Krishna Punjar. So then there's a question from Shikhar Desai. So when we will start the next evening batch, I'll just let you know dates also. Then Nagaraj is asking, sir, does online will be effective, sir? Absolutely yes. In fact, if you ask me personally, should a student, say Nagaraj, right? What is Jaykumar's recommendation to Nagaraj? Okay. My recommendation to Nagaraj is please go for online course because it offers two advantages. One advantage is it gives you a lot of flexibility. You can be at your home. All you need is a decent internet, decent laptop and with a good internet connectivity. Apart from that, you don't have any issue. Point number one. Point number two, it is cost effective. For example, as I said, our offline versus online, right? Our online courses are fees wise, it is less. For example, if I'm not wrong, as I said, I'll give it some ballpark figure. You can check with your counselors. I think the offline course is roughly about 60K, 60,000 rupees, and online is around 50K here and there, 2-3,000. You can ask them; they'll be the right person. I'm just giving a ballpark, right? So 10,000 rupees you straight away save in the fee that you are going to pay to Emertxe. Point number one. Second thing is not only about the fee, you are going to save a good amount of money on your accommodation, transportation, etc. if you are a non-Bangalorean. Right? People who come to Bangalore will realize that Bangalore is pretty expensive city. Even a bachelor accommodation, your food, travel, and other etc. itself will cost you quite a lot. Let us say you need to keep easily 10,000 rupees aside. Let us say 6 months course, and even if you take 2-3 months extra to get placed, right? Another say 8-9 months, etc. So that itself is another lakh, right? So it is cost effective and it is also very much effective in terms of technical delivery, also placement wise. Okay. So if you ask me personally, if I want to join today Emertxe or I want to put my daughter, I'll put you in the online course. Okay, Nagaraj, hope that's clear. So Akash is asking, sir, what about skill development sessions? I don't know, Akash, what you're referring. Every session is a skill development. Are you referring to soft skills? Maybe you can, put your questions a little more detail. I'll be able to answer. Okay. So how then we have Subhasmita Sahu. So how to find that link which that Mubin that link shown by Mubin sir. I don't know which link you are talking about. Are you talking about the LMS where he has shown all the materials, etc.? That's again login based. He's shown as a login student. That will be only for students who are already logged in, right? Only our student. Hope you are referring to that. Nagaraj is again asking the same question. Okay, so Saravana Kumar is asking again the same question. If a student can attend placements again, I said no. When we'll get the LMS ID, says Bhavadish, once you join the course, typically in the first week or 2-3 days later, you'll get the LMS ID, Bhavadish. Okay, again, Lokit asking the same question. Can you attend the placements once again? Saravana Kumar is asking once again. So Karthik is asking, sir, I got free IoT internship. What is the duration of it? So typically it's 1 month, Karthik. Okay, all our internships are 1 month. But if there is a project submission takes here and there, maybe our mentors may give another week's time. So you can say 5 weeks or so. Okay. Then Rameshri is asking, so what are the timings of the offline class? I'll show you, Rameshri. Okay, I'll show you. Give me some time. And some more questions. Again, multiple students, multiple placements. Saravana Kumar, Nagaraj. Karthik is asking, sir, will there be a recording session available for the live session of the pre-internship program? Yes, right. Even the internship program will give the recording. Okay, whatever we do. In a way, you can say, right, our online internship is a miniature version of our online course. You can think like that. Right? There'll be live sessions, there'll be forum-based things, there'll be certain LMS access. In that recording session also will be uploaded. Yes, we will give. Okay. Bhavadish is asking, is it useful for CSC people? Yes, for all the branch students, it is effective. It depends on your interest, Bhavadish. Right. Then we have question from David. David Tilak is asking, sir, can you please give an idea how long you will provide placement assistant after the course is over? That's an interesting question. So let me answer this way. Okay. It's a 6 months course. Can start applying after the 4th month. In the 4th month, when you complete your data structure module, I don't know whether you remember what Rubin said. We'll be conducting a placement eligibility test. You need to clear that. After that, you can start applying from 4th month, right? So 4th, 5th, 6th month, you can start applying. Okay. So let us say 6th month the course gets over. So from the time the course gets over, you will get unlimited placement opportunity for 2 years. Let us say, for example, January you started the course, right? Jan, Feb, March, April end or May, you can start applying for the placements. It's a May, June, the course gets over. Let us say July, right? From July 2023 to July 2025, 2 years, you'll get unlimited placement opportunities. We'll get. Okay. But yeah, there is with one more point that whatever offer you get first, you need to join. Okay. When you say unlimited, that still holds true. But you can apply for up to 2 years from the time of course completion. Okay. Hope that's clear, David. Then we have Shreya Medkar. She's asking, will we get mock interviews before facing the company interviews? Yes, it's part of our system. Our mentors will be scheduling mock interviews in the online mode. And then you need to do that. In fact, for the placement eligibility itself, that is also one of criteria. You need to pass the mock interview. They need to give you 6 out of 10. Then only you can clear. Apart from that, a lot of mock interviews will be conducted. Hope that's clear, Shreya. So Ramya is asking, nowadays embedded side jobs having more scope or not? Because everyone is talking about development, testing like that. Okay, so definitely there is a lot of scope, as I already showed you, enough amount of statistics, right? More and more jobs are coming up in the embedded field due to many reasons. One reason is the electric vehicle phenomena, where we have moving showed, right? Ether Energy, company like Ether Energy, Mahindra Electric, Ola Electric, like that. Those type of companies are hiring. And as such, the need for devices have gone up. Any small device that you can think of today is an embedded system. So definitely we see a lot of job opportunities. In fact, today, if you ask me from the placement team perspective, we are not able to fulfill the demand our companies are having today. Suppose, let us say a company is having 10 openings. When they come to Emertxe, they're only able to fill 4. They're going empty-handed, 6, right? Okay. So if you can perform more, there is no limit. Definitely, it's in a very, very nice scenario. Okay. Can you give me information about package of the company? Says Karthik. Give me some time, Karthik. As I said, I need to show you guys the recent success stories where I'll show you the salary levels the last 2 months. Of course, if you want more data, you can go and check in our website and in our social media where we have the entire information available. But I'll just show you a snapshot of last 2 months. Okay. So Bernard is asking, sir, Allah, can you elaborate the mode of registration and application? I hope it's for the course related, right? So you need to get in touch with our counseling team. They will give you the process. You just need to register in our website. They'll get it, and then they will, explain the fee related procedure. You need to pay up and then join. That's all. It's very simple process, very simple, straightforward. They will explain it. Again, about fees related, you can check with our counseling team. So Shubham is asking, do you provide jobs for LP onwards? Yes, it is. I'll show you some recent success stories, right? You will be able to get a better idea. Give me some time. Okay. So Arun is asking, what are the minimum specification for laptop to attend the online class and to use the online compiling software tools? Because some of them will have old version of software. Okay. So again, it's a little technical question, Arun. I may not be able to answer you the immediate answer. Immediately answer that. But during your installation session, our system administrator, Mr. Christy, is there. He will help you, and he will be able to recommend you in case if you have a RAM, etc. You can upgrade. But generally, what I see in any decent laptop, even some of the students, what I see, they got scholarship laptops from the government, right? Even that is good enough. Very lightweight, but your internet connection should be good. Okay, because our compilation software and all, it doesn't drink too much of. It's not like, for example, your EDA tools, right? People who are part of the hardware design, right? You need a real high-end PC. No, you don't need. It's a lightweight. Any decent one, okay, today's, if you think, right, will do. Even a government scholarship laptops. But if it is too old, maybe you may find some difficulty. But as I said, right, it's like it's better you talk to Christy and then clarify this. He may tell this much RAM, this much hard disk, etc. Right? That he will be able to help you. Vasant Kumar is saying, sir, now I can take free internship because I am 2022 pass out. No, Vasant, as I said, internship is for people who are inside the college. So we are targeting primarily 2023 and 2024. The goal is different, right? The goal of internship is to give you the, some kind of a good exposure towards hands-on embedded systems programming and make your internship duration valuable. Goal is to learn. Okay, so that's why we make it inside the college only. So we don't encourage older batch which is already passed out. The goal is different. So 2022 we cannot give you the internship. So Akash is asking, sir, I'm asking about entry preparation like mock interview, resume building. Yes, okay. This is what you mean by the skill development. Yes, we do. We have an umbrella called Disha where we do all those activities, resume preparation, interview facing tips and tricks. We do monthly placements meeting where we do a deep dive about monthly what is happening in the placements. and over and above we have the mock interviews, module specific tests with respect to placements, company specific tests. As you saw, right, Mubin showed you information about what each companies are asking. So we have a good question bank about what the companies ask. Based on that, also our mentors time to time either conduct workshops or, you know, what do you call, they conduct the mock interviews. Yes, it's very much part of it. Preps, you can say, right? So preparation is very important, because no matter what we see, right, some of the good students, they would already they would be doing very well, but what they do, they don't prepare well in the previous day, right, and then they fail. So preparation is very important. We give a lot of stress on that, Akash. So Srikar is asking, sir, before we go into interview, can company take aptitude tests? Yes, good number of them do take aptitude tests. It depends on them. Some of them will take a combination of aptitude and technical, right? And some of them will take purely technical. It's purely up to them. It varies from company to company, but yes, there will be written tests in most of the companies. I think Shivam, I already answered the question about placement support. Fee, I think Sammeta Chiruhasani is asking. I'll just let you know, our counselors, they'll be able to help you. Then David is asking, again, placement assistance, I think I answered. Then we have David Vinod Munnagi is asking, sir, I'm sorry, joined just now. I want to join the course. Can you please guide me? Okay. Joining the course, as I said, David, please get in touch with the counselors. Okay. Just call them or email them. They'll help you. Okay? Because if I tell fee structure, joining formalities and all, right, it's not the scope of this webinar. This webinar is mainly talk about the career possibilities, technical stuff, placements, right? That's what we are doing. Nivedita is asking, sir, is there any fee reduction based on the percentage criteria, percentage criteria in online classes? Nivedita, as I said, right, this my counseling team will be able to answer. Fee related, please talk to them. I'm not the right person. Mubin is also not the right person. Our counseling team is the right person to answer this. Okay. Nagaraj is asking, how will be the future of embedded systems, sir? Since I'm a fresher, I'm very much confused between software and embedded. See, every domain is good, Nagaraj. Okay, I'm not telling which one is good, which one is bad, right? If you take a software, right, it's especially if you look at the modern day software, machine learning and full stack web development, they're doing phenomenally good. But embedded definitely is a long-term career. You can think, if you're passionate about building devices, right, passionate about working in the hardware, software kind of a environment, debugging the complex technical problems. If this is what excites you, definitely embedded is what you should look at. I would say choice is yours. Okay. Hope you remember what I said in the beginning, right? This goal of this webinar is not to say, hey, all of you please join embedded. No, that's not the goal. The goal of this webinar is to present you with the facts, information to you, and you take the decision. I would say it depends on your passion. If you're passionate about building devices, go for embedded. Our apps are fascinating to you, mobile app, web apps, right? Go for the software, pure software. Again, there's a questions about class timings, fee structure, thing already clarified. There are some questions about EMI. Again, my team, my counselor only will be able to do that. Fee structure. Recording of this webinar available? Yes, Shivam, we will record you and we will send you the, we will put it in the YouTube. We'll share you the link. You can very well look into it. Some of them might have joined little late. You can look into it, and also you can share it with your friends, of course, right? It's a public link. And you can even go and search, YouTube channel. All our older webinars are available, right? So pretty much, if you look at one video and other video, right, the slides and contents will be same, right? But the question and answer is different, right? That's what I referred to in the beginning. That's what makes me and Mubin gets motivated, right? By seeing your questions. That will be different. I think this today's session has been really interactive. You guys have been asking a lot of interesting questions, right? Thanks for that. Shubhami is asking, do you prepare us for the aptitude test? No. Let me clarify, because our mentors do not have time to prepare you for the aptitude test. It's because they're too busy in doing your technical preparation. Technical, yes, we'll do that, but general aptitude, you need to prepare on your own. Okay. Shreyas asking, sir, will you get any session to interact with alumni? Also, how many companies on average offer package more than LPA, right? So Shreya, if you ask me, alumni, right? I don't know in what context you are asking. If you wanted to do a what do you call jasusi on us, no problem. Go and check them, check their LinkedIn profile. You can directly talk to them. What we are, when you say alumni, we are bringing to the context is because some of the students want to learn how our alumni are successful. We are planning to do in our monthly meetings. We are planning to bring them and interact with our students. Point number one. Second thing, how many companies that are offering 10 LPA? That again depends. Okay. Sometimes there may be more such companies will come. Sometimes there may be less number of companies will come. But what we see overall is that overall we see that 100+ companies come, and good number of them are able to recruit our students, and some of them are offering premium salaries. Okay? So I will not be able to commit because it changes. Okay? Month on month it changes. That's why I'm suggesting you please look into our placement calendar. It's available in our website, available in our social media. Then you will be able to do But consider that it's a 6 months course, right? All of you, provided you are eligible for, academically and you are doing well, definitely students will get an opportunity to participate in premium companies also. I hope that's clear. Yeah, success stories, right? Yeah, it's question and answer getting long. All right, so I think it's quite a long Q&A. Can I go to the success stories? How are you finding the session so far? Can I get some quick feedback? See, it's 8:55. It's like dinner time. But as I said, no, we will not, rush through because you guys have a lot of questions, right? My idea is not to run the slides and sharply end up at 9 p.m. My idea is to ensure all your questions are answered, right? Can I get some quick feedback? How are you finding the session so far? We completed 2 portions, so like placement, high level trends and all, and then how the course getting delivered. Now we move to the last section where we are going to talk about success stories and the placement process, how we can apply. Some portion I already covered. We'll see that. In the meantime, I want to check with you guys. Can I get some feedback? Are you able to connect whatever we shared so far? Is it giving you the necessary information what you're looking for? Thank you, says right. Yes, says Raja Kumar. Interesting session, says Shreya. Wonderful session, says Mohit. Very interesting, informative, and interactive, says Saroj. Okay, great session till now, says Sai Krishna. Okay, great. Okay, thanks for your words, guys. Let me open up the success stories, which is there in my slide now. It will make folder. Yeah. So when I show the success stories, let me give you, some view to it. So we saw success story in 2 buckets. So one success story, what we call freshers. So when I say freshers, they're either from a 2021 or a 2022 pass outs, because 2023 they're still not in, right? They will take some more time to pass out, or they're doing the course as a part of their final year. They can attend the placements only after they graduate, right? So when I say fresher, this category of students, they are the ones who are 2021 or 2022 pass outs, right? This is first category. Then I'll show you one more category of students who are from 2021 and before, like 2020, 19, 18, like that. They're the ones, who are from the older batches, and that also will have working professional who achieve the career transition. So let me just go through some of the recent success stories here. So you can see, I think this is success story. Some of them you can say they, whether it's online or offline, they come, right? We invite them to the office. We'll give them a goodies. If they're offline, they come, and even online they can come and collect. Or if you're not on, or if you're an online student, we kind of ship you a, goodie pack to all our placement place students to your home. So these are all the recent one, and then she is, what's her name? Saudamini Bhatt. She got placed in Telstream, and she's an online student, and she's based out of Bangalore. You can see, right, as I said. And he's our placements head, Mr. Lokesh, right? We invite them and give them goodies. So she got placed recently. Okay. And similarly, we have another student, Yogesh Kumar. He got placed in LG for 7.5 LPA. And then I think Saudamini got 9 LPA salary, okay, recent one, very recent one, I would say. Okay. And we have companies like, like Max Vega Networks, who've been hiring our students for a while. And this is one of the, I would say, small or medium company. They do good work on the networking side. We have a student like Yogesh who got selected there for a 4 LPA salary. Okay. And then we have Vaishak, who got selected with Boat. I think Boat is a common consumer product name in India now. They hire, I don't know how many of you can relate, the entire audio product that they build. The embedded software plays a very key role in terms of providing the necessary audio experience, whatever the products they're building. So, we have Vaishak getting there. I think Vaishak is also in mechanical engineering, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so he got selected for 5 LPA. And then companies like LG, again LG hires our people at 2 levels. One is at a 4.5 or 5 lakh salary band, and one is at 7.5 salary band. And we have a student who is in Hemant, he's from NIE, and he got selected with LG Soft. And then recently we had this company coming. I don't know, I'm sure all of you will know Excite. Excite is all of you know Excite battery, guys? Heard it? All the car batteries? Yes, no? Let me see, anybody? All of you heard this Excite? Yeah, I'm getting some S's now, right? I hear because whenever my car breaks down due to battery thing, right, I run to my nearby Excite showroom, right? Excite has come, as I said, when I talk about battery, battery companies are having a new part of growth because of electric vehicles. As I said, it's not only about the vehicle, right? The battery plays the key role, the charging stations, battery management, etc. So that's why we had our student, Manoj Kumar getting placed at 5 lakhs per annum. Again, Lokesh distributing gifts. Yeah. And subsequently, as I said, Mahindra Electric and every company, big companies are creating their own, their own electric vehicle company. So as Mahindra. There's a small typo here. It's a February 2023. My team member put a wrong number. That it's a Feb 2023 placement by our student Kranti Korampalli, and she got placed at Mahindra Electric for 6 LPA. And then we have students. Venkat Naveen is from Tamil Nadu, and then he got placed for Mando Softtech for 5 LPA. Like that. So this is like, as I said, people you can see a snapshot. As well, I can't show all the data, whatever the students got placed in the last month or two. Snapshot. Again, you can go into the website and social media. You can find out all the details. And other part is the older batch. Let me show you the older batch. When I say older batch, students who are from 2020, I think 2021 should be coming there. I think the small thing there. 2020 and before. But anyways, I think Akash has come to this side. Doesn't matter. So he recently got placed in ABB. ABB, all of you know, it's one of the popular European company who make a lot of systems. So he got placed for 7.5 LPA. Then we have older batch students. As you can see, Aishwarya, she's from BAET Davangere. She's a 2020 graduate, and she got placed with LG for again 4.8. Then some students are there, as you know, right? When they're working professional. I think some of you asked that question. They're working, but they may be working in a different profile. Right? They want to come to the embedded or a core job profile. So typically, these students are all our upskilling students. Where they're working job number A, but they move to job number B or the core job. Right? We have students like Pavani, and then she you move to boat along with one more student whom we got. She also got selected in boat. You can see the previous company that she's working. Definitely, that's not a core company. Maybe applications. I don't know. Maybe I need to dig out the website. Okay. And similarly, we have older batch student like Prashant Bharadi. He's got selected with another company called Metal Semi. And we have Anandu Krishnan. He's again a 2020 batch pass out. He's from another company called eMag. He got selected. He's an online student. And then we have Denny Daniel. He was working in again a software-based company. He got selected into LG Soft. LG has been hiring quite heavily of late. And then we have Krishna Chaitanya. Again, he's an online student. He was working in TCS. This I think we'll be able to relate much more. The TCS is a known company. Even the other companies are there who may be service companies, may not be able to relate. If you see here, he's able to move from TCS to Vitasco. Vitasco is another, Continental. Some of you might have heard. Continental family companies. One of them is Vitasco. He is able to move for a 6 lakhs LPS salary. And we have students like Ankita, who is again a 2020 batch student. She got placed in Happiest Minds, one of the product engineering company. And then they have a very deep focus in areas like IoT, embedded, of course, right, where she got placed. Yeah. And then we have students like, Varshita. She was working in a Bosch, but on the logistics side, more on the processing side. And she got placed in, company like Invendis, which is again one of the core companies whom we hire, like that. Right. So these are all you can see older batch people are working professionals, right, who are from and some of them might have career gap. I don't have that data. Some of them can come after, like, 1 year gap, 2 year gap, they're able to resume. And the previous examples what I shown was purely there from a 2021 2022 type of batches, where we call it as a freshers. Okay, so these are recent success stories. I don't know whether you guys are aware of our social media handles. I will show you guys towards the end. But if you see, we are available both in Instagram and LinkedIn. If you go to just type Emertxe IT, you can see the entire data is represented, whichever is company coming, the salary related information. You can see, right, Southern Mini's photo is still here. And then whatever I showed, because the recent ones, as I said, I picked up from here and some other students, right? So like that, you will find all the information in the social media. And then these days, my team is posting all those, memes and reels, which is more attractive for, folks like you people. And similarly, the same information gets posted in the LinkedIn as well. You can go to LinkedIn and then search for Emertxe or Emertxe IT. You can go there, and then same information get posted there also. Okay? If you have questions, you can go and check here on the pages, right? Or if you want to check out our website, you can go to emertxe.com and click on the placements tab. So here, pretty much we place everything, and we can see the calendar, like for example, till March 21st, whichever is coming, what is the salary, everything is there, right? We also, salary packages we put. There's some issue with uploading the data here. We'll update that. But companies wise, yeah, it's been updated. You can check here every day which company is coming, what are the salary levels. Pretty much transparent. Whatever I shown, right? It is there. Okay. So that's the idea about the companies and when the drivers happen. Let me see. Okay, and there are a couple of questions here. Let me take and then move on. And sir, my technical skill, hardware and software, 50-60% strong, but English communication is weak because I am from Maharashtra. How you can help me? Ask Samadhan Babar. Okay, this is again a very typical question asked by many students, saying that, sir, my communication skills are not good. Okay, and I always tell students that whenever we talk about communication skills, we always relate and say that, what, my English is not good, right? I would say reverse, right? Everybody's English is good. Okay, the problem is you guys are not confident, right? When you get confident, definitely your English will you will speak English automatically. That's why we don't run any spoken English courses in colleges. What they do, right? They say for this, right? We run a spoken English course like that, right? We don't do that because we clearly know all of you know English. You all had 20+ years of education, right? So we will always focus on confidence building. So your problem is not communication. Okay, I'm sure you will agree with me, right? Then you'll think, oh, these many days I am chasing the wrong problem. All of you have an excellent communication skills. You have to agree with me. But your problem is confidence. You're not able to express yourself in the interview because you're not done. But what happens in Emertxe, we make you do things, such a rigorous manner, hands-on practical coding, right? And so much of theoretical background and then so much mentor support, your confidence gets pushed up. If you see the students, whichever I shown, right, they're not coming from great, some tier 1 IIT or something like that. Majority of them come from humble, simple background, but still they're able to crack premium companies. How? What magic we do? No, nothing magic we do, right? We put them through an environment where they build confidence. But once they build a confidence and they go to interview, automatically your communication will be good. So don't bother too much about communication skills, Samadhan. Just follow the course. Your confidence will go up, communication will automatically go up. Okay. So then we have Ravi Teja is asking, I'm 2021 triple E pass out and I have 10 months of experience in MNC company, but due to some family reasons I resigned. But now all problems cleared. I am looking to start my career in embedded field as fresher. So will there be any problem if you mention experience in my resume during placements in English? No problem, Ravi Teja. What I tell students is that whenever you take a break, I think I told you, right? Students take break because of many reasons, and your reasons has been one of them, which I already told, right? Family reasons, etc. Right? Absolutely fine. And you mention your work experience also. And what we tell in Emertxe is be transparent. No need to hide anything. No need to cook up anything, right? If you are 2021 pass out, let it be. If you have 10 months experience, let it be. Or let us say some students say, some girl students say, sir, I not worked anywhere. 5 years I had a break. No problem. Be transparent. But what I suggest you focus on our course. This question will come, probably in the later rounds. It will not come in initial rounds for sure. Initial rounds during the written test or during the technical interview, they will not ask because they're not bothered. But maybe when you go to HR, maybe when you go to manager round, they may ask, like, what were you doing? I tell my students, not only in webinar, you can check some other videos also. Honesty is the best answer. Honestly tell. You're telling a family problem, you tell, no problem. Okay. And I don't think because of it, somebody will reject you. Okay. Absolutely no problem. Mention your experience. Mention what you learned in the job. Mention you had a break due to your family issue. And then you done this course and then this is skills. Period. You will get a job, no issues. Okay. Kaviteja, hope that's clear. Then last question. Nagaraj is asking, sir, one last question. How will be a salary hike in embedded system after 3-4 years? Nagaraj, that depends on your performance and the company's performance, Nagaraj. Okay. If you ask me roughly a number of years of experience into LPA, there is a ratio, right? So there are companies who are in the 3x. For example, somebody is at 4 years, let us say, for example, right? Some company will have multiplication, right? 3 lakhs as a factor. So that means say 4 years means 3 lakhs per annum, your salary will be 10, 12 lakhs, right? But some companies are already starting at 18 lakhs. Some companies are already starting at 12, 20 lakhs. Right? They'll have different ratio, right? So it purely depends on the company. And I'll tell you, more than the company, I would say it depends on your performance. So as long as you're performing well, it's a small, medium, or big, you will be able to grow your salary at a very healthy pace. And if you ask me, some reasons, like as I said, I have 20 years of experience, right, overall, right? If you look at some of the 20-year-old experienced people, right, can you guess, or rather, let me ask you a question, right? At a highest level, right? Let us say 20-year-old solid embedded engineer, or you are a technical person. I don't want to talk about managers, right? Solid, 20 years of embedded systems experience you have, and you built really world-class products. Can you guess what would be the salary levels? Good salary level, how much they'll be making? Any guesses? Maximum how much these companies pay? You are talking about 3-4 years, right? I'm talking about 20 years. Any guesses, guys? Just a fun question you can take. 60 LPA, Mohit is telling. Any more guesses? 41 LPA. I don't know what do you mean by 41. Okay. Shikhar is telling. No, Pratyusha is the right answer she's giving. She's giving me 1. What is 1? I'm telling you 1 CR. No. Today in Bangalore, a 20-year-old embedded system professional with solid skills are able to make 1 crore. Okay, you know, to believe me, I'm not faking, right? I know people make that. Okay, yeah, 70, 40, 60, that's also a good number. I'm not telling that. Okay. But yeah, I know people who make 1 CR after 20 years of experience, right? So it's not about your, academic qualification. It's all about how well you learn on the job, how well you perform, and how demand your skills are. Imagine, right? You 20 years down the line, you make 1 CR. Maybe by the time you reach 20 years experience, it will become 2 CR. Imagine in India, people are earning in crores. Very well possible. Okay. Nagaraj, sorry. Yeah, Nagaraj is a salary guy, right? Hope that's clear, Nagaraj. I will give you a deal. You will make 1 crore rupees if you do well in your career. No need to worry. I'm giving a guarantee, right? Companies are ready to pay up to 1 crore rupee. I know. I'm talking about realistic numbers. Right? People can make. Pratisha, I'll give you one treat. Come to Bangalore because you guess the right answer, right? Okay, great. Shikhar is asking, sir, Pune location company research placement, right? Not much, Shikhar, because we are based in Bangalore and majority of the tech companies based out of Bangalore. If you look at our placement, I would say 95% of the companies are based out of Bangalore only. Remaining 5 to 10% will be based in Hyderabad, Chennai, Pune, Mumbai, NCR, right? And some are, some are what do you call down south in Kerala. We do have. Okay. But yeah, percentage is very less. You can say 90-10. Okay, 90% Bangalore, 10% all put together. Non-Bangalore. Then we have Shipra. Shipra is telling, I'm 2014 pass out, but I don't have any experience. Shipra, as I already told you, okay, I don't know whether you heard me or not. Good number of my girl students are like that. Okay, I'm sure what is your story is, but good number of them, they would have got married and then they moved to some different city or town. They got in the family way, they're out of the technical, then they want to resume. And I don't know your situation, you can type right or wrong, right? Absolutely no problem. I have students who have resumed the career break after 7 years, 8 years. They had multiple breaks they taken. And as I told you in the previous question, so I think to Ravi Teja, right? Companies don't care, especially when they come to us, because they are not coming here for the year break. They will not check, oh, you're having year break, we will not give you job. No, they check your skills. And then whatever the reason for your gap, just be honest, that is good enough. As far as the year gap is concerned, just don't need to worry. Okay, Pratisha is telling, sir, I got laid off in Jan from Wipro. Oh, that's very sad to hear, Pratisha, but I love embedded systems. Okay, don't know the spirit, Pratisha. Really sad to know that this has happened. I'm just openly reading so that you become a, rather than taking negatively, we take a positive leaf out of it. And I tell all the people, recession, layoffs are the best time to build your skills. Believe me. Okay, you do this, you invest yourself next 6 months or 8 months. I'm not telling in our course, any course you take. Okay, invest yourself. Let us say you take, you say you love embedded systems, great, you join ours, right? No, I want to explore something, go and explore. And eventually you end up saying that I love machine learning, invest yourself. And there are a lot of college grads here, right? Invest 6 to 8 months, study, build deep, hands-on experience. Definitely you'll see the results. Okay, yes, recession has been bad for many of us, but things will bounce back. Don't worry. Okay. So Raja Kumar is asking, sir, when will you show regarding batch starting date? Because I have to go mess, otherwise mess will close. Oh, Raja, sorry, man. I know I'm standing between you guys and the dinner. I'll show you the dates and other things, right? Okay. So this is about the success stories, what our students have been achieving. Okay. I hope this gave a good idea, guys, about salary. Somebody asked, right? How is the salary hike, etc. Can I get some response? I know I will try to wind up soon. There's somebody who's waiting for a mess to close college, as I write. Are you able to connect with the information so far? It was amazing, says Pratyusha. Yes, says Pratyusha. I want some more answers. Come on, guys. I know you're hungry. Okay, amazing, says Shahid Khan. Okay. Yes, sir, says Nagaraj. Okay. Now let me go back to slides. Few slides, then we are done. Okay. I'll try to, So we saw the success stories. I think Mubin ran through the entire, course part of it, technical part of it. These are all the options you have, online, offline, right? And detailed comparison. This may be interesting for some of you because you asked me the differences between all the courses. In terms of online, as I said, it will have one module less. Other than that, offline will have 8 modules. But no matter what, you'll spend about 5 hours here for the, for 4 to 5 hours with us. And for the offline classes, I think that's wrong. The small mistake here. We are starting the classes as early as 7:30 because our center is already full. Okay, good thing and bad thing. So we need to ask our students come at 7:30 a.m. For our offline students. But online students classes will be in 9:30, 11:30, or 2 p.m. But evening classes, right? Evening classes, since it is targeted for working professionals or college students, the class times will be fixed. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. will be the class, and 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. will be the lab. And in terms of LMS access, everybody will get, but only thing for the offline student, you will not get the recorded sessions, right? 6 days a week, by the way, right? On hardware we discussed. For offline student, we'll give you the board, pick and arm boards. For the online students, you'll be using a simulator. But placements wise, it's the same. A 2 years placement support you will get for the students. I think this is what Mubin in-depth explained about the course or the classes, lab support, your WhatsApp status, whether support, live doubt clearing, right, evaluation, grading, and then finally, very important, we already discussed the prep part of it, right, about resume preparation, interview preparation, tips and tricks, etc. This is how your skill stack will grow module to module. And this also, I think we touched upon the various activities we do under Disha, resume prep, interview prep, career building. And some students want to go for higher studies. We help them with letter of recommendation, etc. Even they come back, some of them we place them 2 years they work, then they come back and say, sir, I want to go to higher studies. we want an LOR. We keep giving them, because our relationship with students doesn't mean you finish the course, get placement, doesn't end there, right? It leads to the new level of relationships, right? So that way we help you in your career journey. I think Mubin has shown all these things. I think good number of FAQs we already discussed: doubt clearing, classes, hardware access, career transition, year gap, right? Then placement, as I said, a process is there where let me just probably show you guys our our Google group. Dinner time. Please put up with me for a few more minutes. Let me open the Google group, then you will be able to relate. Wait a minute, I'm just sharing. So hope you're able to see my screen now. So for the job announcement, right? Once you are part of our course, this is where all of you will be added. This is the gate, right, where you can start applying for your jobs once you're eligible for placements. You can see here, right? Pretty much this group is packed. Let us say today you can see how many mails got sent, right? Till let us say 4:30, nothing was sent, right? Then you can say, right, so many mails. Today, how many companies have come? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 companies have come only today. New companies, new applications, right? Then it's a past one. The interview got scheduled, for example, HL Mando. Then somebody got placed. No, more. 8 companies. No, today, how many has come? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 companies have come only today, right? You can see in the screen, right? And then the written test schedule is there. Somebody got placed, right? You can see everything is mentioned here. Okay. And then we have WhatsApp group, right? Once you get shortlisted, you get email, you get notification, you can discuss that happen. But this is a front end through which we interact. So many you can see, right? And then every company will have, let us say, a detail. Let us say Mistral. Recently they came. Very clearly, everything will be mentioned. What is the company profile? What is the modules you should have completed? What is the academics? This guy, you can see, right? They have high academic, but they're telling no era pass. You can be from any era pass, right? And then there is a 5 LPA salary, and then what is the interview mode, and then when you can apply. Recently, we concluded the interview. I think they're looking for more people. We floated again. Similarly, you can see Infineon has come, Alithia Communication, a lot of companies here. Okay, even though I'm from placement team, I lead the placements. I don't look into this because it will be flooded. My team takes care. Lokesh, our placements head, I showed the photo, right? He's distributing the goodies, and he's got placement executives. So they run the show. They float. And you can see even yesterday, today. Typically, Sunday will be little less. Saturday, Sunday because of the weekly off. Monday afternoon onward it goes into peak. You can see, right? Like bulk companies keep coming. Right? So this is a Google group for that matter to get a live perspective what is happening in our placements. Right? I think we clarified a lot of things. Yeah. Now let me come towards the end of the presentation. So please take a note of this. People ask me about the dates. So for 28th March, we are starting our offline course. And then 30th March, we are starting our online regular or a day batch. And 4th April, we are starting our online evening batch. So those are the subsequent batch dates. But I said every month towards the last week, we keep starting a new batch. These are the recent dates. And I've given you the common email ID and the phone number of our counseling team. Very simple to remember. If you just want, you can take a screenshot. Training@emertxe.com and 809-557-3332 is a common number. You can call them or you can email them. They will pick. We have a team of counselors. One of them will attend to the phone and mail. They will clarify. I think majority of the questions today came from the fees side. I think, as I said, they will be the right people to answer your queries about fees. You can ask them, and and some of you want to wait for some time, join later. As I said, it's your choice. Okay, you are the right person to decide your career. And this is the last one. I hope all of you, some of you are at least following us in the social media. Can I get some responses? Are you following us either in Insta or in LinkedIn? Yes, no. Are you following in both? me see. Okay, I think good number of you following. Okay, Sai Tejas telling is following me in YouTube. Okay, no problem. Shikhar is telling in both. Okay, Instagram says Ramya. Arun is telling yes. LinkedIn says Shreya. No problem. In case if you're not following, you can very simple handle Emertxe IT, Emertxe Information Technology is the handle. You can just look up. I think I already showed in the screen also. You can follow us. All the questions, all the information will be posting, right? So there are a couple of questions about it. Let me take it up. Satyanarayan asking, so one more thing, what's the dress code in offline classes, right? So we don't see dress code means you come in a decent informal. Okay, t-shirts are allowed, jeans are allowed, no problem, but don't come in shorts. Okay. So you minimum decorum, business casuals are okay. You don't need to come with tie and coat and all for offline class. Fairly informal. Even if you see this webinar, I'm doing with a round collar t-shirt. That's fine. Okay. You can come up with that. But for example, shorts are not allowed. Okay. So come in a jeans pant. That's fine. Okay. Informal dress code we have. Bumsy is telling, asking the question, sir, suppose I got a job in your placements, but after some months that this company laid off to me. At this time, again, your Emertxe placements I am attended are okay. So he's telling I go and get selected in a company. What if the company lay off? Will you give another opportunity? The answer is no, because we only commit you to place in one company. Right? After you get placed, it is between you and the company. We will not be able to come in between. Why a student is getting layoff? I don't know, right? So we do, if it's a business reason or some students are not performing because of which they are losing job, we cannot judge because we are out of it, right? We are busy in our day-to-day responsibilities. What we commit from our side, we commit you the first job or the first core job. That's what we can commit. If you're getting laid off or any other reason you were resigning and then come back and say, give me another opportunity, we will not. Hope it's clear, Ramsey. Okay. Vamsi is clear, right? Hope that's clear. Legends follow both. Okay, Instagram and LinkedIn. Okay, great. Okay, I think we kind of come to end of this webinar, right? I know it's almost like what's the time? 9:30, right? Okay, so I hope this we answered most of them. Maybe some initially I couldn't answer because Mubin was navigating that session. My sincere hope is that we started with the job market trends, what is happening in the job market, where you can build your career, what are all the things that are opening up, etc. One section. Then we went to the course, and then we went into the placements. Right. Again, the silver bullet, what I tell every time is, the idea of this webinar is to give you the necessary information, guidance, and the suggestions. Right? Should I go for online and offline? Right? I can suggest come online. Right? That's what it is. But end of the day, you are the decision maker, and it is your career. Neither me nor Mubin nor any godfather can give you this is what you should do. Right? It is your career. My request to you is, right, gather all the information, make the right decision, invest in yourself, work for 6 to 8 months or 1 year, right, in that particular area, build deep expertise, right. Any domain will give you a wonderful career. Okay, that's pretty much what I have. Then there is one more question from Arun, last question probably. So if your overall academic aggregate will be 60%, can we attend all the placement time? I cannot say all, Arun, right? Whichever companies you are eligible, you can apply. Okay, because the eligibility criteria, whether the academia, year of pass out, companies set. As long as you're eligible, you can apply. Okay, we are not here to stop you. Hope that's clear, Arun. All right, folks. Again, this video will send you the recorded. We'll put it in a YouTube and we'll send you the link. Our team will download whoever has attended the webinar or even registered once. And there is no secret. It will be open YouTube link. Once you get the link, feel free to forward to your friends whom you feel this will be beneficial. And we'll be doing this webinar every month. In case some of your friends are not able to attend today, they want to again come back next month. Watch out for our social media, and we also have now campus ambassador who spread those message. You can come and attend. Okay. So whatever the decision you take, whether you want to go for embedded or not, or whether you want to go with Emertxe or not, that's purely your choice. Make the right decision. Give yourself time. Invest in yourself. I'm sure you will be successful, right? With that note, I would like to say welcome. I say welcome to the world of embedded systems. The possibilities, whatever we spoke. Okay, embedded systems will give you definitely good opportunities if you wanted to give it a shot. Surely you can do. Okay. So thank you very much for all of you to listening. I think 2.5 hours is not easy to sit. We can talk, no problem. Even another hour, 1 hour, I can do the session, no problem. But it's glad to see that so many. I'm really surprised, compared to other batches. Right, your group has been really active, asked a lot of interesting questions. Otherwise, I'll sleep. No, same slide. No, I will also get bored and sleep. Right. For me, the kick comes when you ask me so many interesting questions. So thank you very much, all of you, for asking wonderful questions. I really wish you guys all the very best. Okay. Can I get some final feedback? How did you find the session? Wonderful session, says Saroj. For clearing all the doubts, says Raviteja. Any other quick feedback? Thank you so much, says Ashwini. Wonderful. Can we get the recording? Yes, Pavan, it will come to you. Give me some time. Okay, our team will send it to you. It will either will email you. Right? Super Sir says Sai Janavi, really helpful, says Shahid Khan. Really informative, says Shivam. Thank you for the valuable answers, sir. I'll meet you in Emertxe soon, sir. Says Satyanarayan. Okay. You may not be able to meet me. I'm busy in many things, but yeah, you can ping me. I'll come and meet you, Satyanarayan. Okay. Thank you, sir, says Supriya. Thanks, says Saurabh. Very nice, says Shikar. Great session, says Shubham. Mohit is selling super good, wonderful and informative. Thank you, sir, says Raja Kumar. Thank you for the session, was really good, says Shreya. When will you get an internship offer letter? Pavan, we are mailing. See, we have limitations. Some limitation. The tool is sending 500 offer letters on a daily basis. Maximum by Monday you will be able to get. Okay. Varun Hegde is selling. Thank you. Shipra is selling informative. Thank you. Wonderful, sir. Thank you, says Manoj. Very information, says Varun Hegde. Okay, sir. Thank you very much for all your kind words. That's act as a booster for us, right? I think it's a dinner time. Have a wonderful dinner, and good night to all of you. I'll catch you up later. Okay, bye.